Hello buddy, it's Bendominator and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are doing yet another speed build video with the brand new terrain because I am absolutely in love with this brand new terrain. I think it's fantastic. I've been messing around with it quite a bit and I've been practicing at it, trying to get better at using it because I think that there's definitely a lot of potential with this terrain. And it's kind of something I want to master at this point, and I've been trying to improve my skills on it. So in today's video, what we are doing is we are making a cave, which is something that I never really did much before, but now that we have this new terrain, I think it's way easier to do, and caves now are just going to look way better. And so yeah, right now I'm designing the front of the cave, which actually, it feels like this part kind of took me the longest, was to get this front part out. I wanted to use these pieces here that you kind of see me messing around with, like these rocky edge pieces, but they ended up being kind of a bit too rocky, so I ended up removing them later, but I was messing around with those a lot at the start of this build, to kind of try and make an entrance. It didn't go too well at the very start, but I do improve upon it later. I also want to try and figure out what I wanted to do for the roof of the actual cave itself, and that's also something that I ended up fixing later. A lot of the beginning parts of this is just kind of me doing a bit of experimenting with the terrain to see how I want to do the cave here, because not only am I new to making caves with this terrain, I'm also just new to making caves in general, because it's something that I never really did before. So yeah, a learning experience on both ends here, but I think the end product actually did turn out really good. But yeah, again though, this terrain is just, it's incredible how easy it is to use and how just intuitive it is and how good it could end up looking. And I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of it so far. And I feel like once we get more time with it, we're gonna see some crazy stuff. Or at least some even crazier stuff, because I've already seen some pretty crazy stuff with this brand new terrain. So now I'm kind of making the mountain around this, because this cave is going to be in a mountain. So I end up making like the mountains around it, and these mountains are another just great piece to have. I think this just, it just looks really good. It's just really easy to make really fast mountains like this. But yeah, definitely had to take a bit of time to kind of get the entrance the way I wanted it, because I liked how the mountains looked, I liked how the interior was going so far, but it was this entrance area that was kind of bothering me, and I wasn't sure why, until I kind of figured out I needed to use some more smoother pieces for it, instead of kind of like all the rocky pieces. So it ended up better if I just did this. And by the way, that kind of like spiky edge piece, I don't really know how to describe it, but you'll see me using it a lot here, the one I'm selecting here and moving. It's like the best piece I found for this kind of terraining, for this like underground like cave kind of stuff. But and just in general, it's such a good piece. I just love the edge of it. So versatile in the ways that you can move it, rotate it, and all that kind of stuff. Really good for like floors, really good for like the edges of the caves, as you can see me doing here. Just all that kind of stuff. It's really good for. So I'm super excited about that. I really do enjoy that piece. It's probably my favorite new terrain piece so far. Again, still kind of learning a lot of the pieces here. But then yeah, you can kind of see me starting to do a bit more of the interior. I kind of figured out how I wanted to do the entrance of it. Adjusting all these walls to make it kind of look a bit better. Again, using that piece as a roof now as well. So not only is it able to be used as a walls, but the roof and all that kind of cool stuff. And the areas of the entrance. So it's super versatile, really good piece there. And then, yeah, and also just, I love the texturing here. I love the textures on all these, like, underground pieces. I've mostly just kind of messed around with the grass and stuff. I haven't really got to mess around with, like, the snow and the desert. But I think the most underrated ones here are these, like, cave pieces. And not just cave, just, I guess, stone in general. Because I haven't seen them used as much, and they're really good. Especially for caves, who would have known. But yeah, now you can kind of see the actual room of the cave being developed. You can see I'm kind of adjusting some of the walls so it doesn't look as copy and pasted, and making the room look a little bit more like differently shaped, because, you know, it's a cave. One of the most important parts of terrain is to make it feel natural. So you kind of want to, you don't want to have like big boxy rooms, you know. Kind of want to give it a bit of shape. I tried to do kind of like these pillars, and it didn't really end up working. I ended up kind of scrapping this, but I tried. The main issue I found with this is that you can only like downsize them so much, so I was unable to actually get them as small as I wanted, so I ended up scrapping it. And then you'll see me, I think here, yeah, I'll start adding more shape to the room, giving it a bit more like a ramp and some other elevation to it, just to make it up, just to spice it up a little bit. You know, you don't want to have just flat floor for the entire thing. And then, yeah, just readjusting the walls and all that kind of stuff. And then here's where we get to the fun part. I wanted to add some mine carts and stuff, but these mine track pieces just do not look very good, especially on this new terrain. It doesn't look great. It doesn't fit in at all, so I think I ended up scrapping the minecart as well. But I did find some other really cool props for the cave, because yeah, you see there, it really does not match the vibe of it at all. So I added some other things. I kind of just took from the Save the World resource gallery. Some of these props didn't work, such as the stalagmites or stalactites, whatever they are. And then you got the ores, which ended up working really well, which I did kind of expect, but they actually work better than I thought they would. Even the ones that have the rocks pre-attached, the rocks kind of match in a good way. So yeah, they're not too like bright or anything. I think they work pretty well. So I ended up putting a bunch of ores around, and then you'll see me putting like mushrooms and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of like make it feel more decorated, make it feel more like a cave. But yeah, you can already see like just these walls and stuff. It's so much better than we would have ever been able to do previously on the old terrain. And yeah, overall, I'm very, very excited about this. I think that caves are going to be a lot easier to make now. Definitely going to see more maps with these included now that this new terrain is here. I think caves and mountains are like the main two things that are like so much easier now with this brand new terrain. And you can see all this decoration and all that kind of stuff around here. And yeah, adding like these giant crystals. I kind of wanted to find a way to spruce up the middle like of the room and not keep it too barren in the center. So I ended up adding these crystals, and then I also end up adding these rocks because for some reason it didn't occur to me until now that I was like, oh wait, I should probably put rocks in here. So I finally did put rocks in here. I think it helped a lot too. So I'm happy about that. I do hope we get more variation in the rocks with this new terrain, because there's not really a lot. There's like 2 types that I was able to kind of use in this. I might have missed a few, but yeah, that's what I used here. And then I tried to kind of adjust this terrain a little bit. I don't think that ended up working, but I think this is pretty much where I left it off, and you'll see me kind of running through here. But yeah, that's pretty much how the cave looks. I'm super excited about this. I love this new terrain. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think that the cave ended up looking pretty good, especially for such a fast build. This was, I think it was around a 30-minute build, so it took me longer than the last one for sure, but I think it turned out really, really well. And it's just insane how fast and how easy it is to make stuff like this now, and I'm really, really excited about it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Be sure to leave a thumbs up or subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video, because I make videos like this all the time. And if you guys want to go the extra mile and support me, you can use my supporter creator code Bendominator in the 4item shop #ad. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.